Okay, we are on the last leg of this project, putting this last video together, about to start the reality show, The Scene, with Reggie hosting it. That's what he does for a living anyway, so we're just going to showcase him in a better way. So I'm going to take you through and show you a little bit about what's going on. Julito, he kind of been on this whole run with us, so let me go over here. And I just wanted to tell a lot of y'all people that you say you're so busy. Everyone's so busy. We realize this. But while you're at the acts and while you're at work and while you're doing the good things and the things that you're doing, you don't really know what your kids are doing. So with that said, I just want to take you through this, and there's a little bit of graphic, but you need to see it because it is what it is. And it is all on the web. This is the #1 website in North and South America, put together with a bunch of crew, okay? Something to do cool. And this is what they show, and I just, this is destroying our families. And this is something that Reggie does on a daily basis and talks about this kind of stuff. It's sex, about ego, money, that's their god, drugs, and more sex, having kids that they can't afford. No fathers, no mothers, the mother having all the burden. And what the biggest thing is, they're really exploiting little girls like that, which is really a tragedy. So this is our research, and they do this every day, simply uploaded with an iPhone. New stuff, new content every single day. So let me just give you an idea of what this looks like so we can, I know pictures are cheap, but let's go to the real site for a minute. Go ahead and tell them a little bit about you, Reggie. Well, I can just walk them through the sites and what you do.
Well, I'm actually excited to be a part of this project with Rod, especially dealing with our young people, because, in this new 21st generation, we have to have something to come back and try to capture the mind with this new culture way of directing our young people to keep them from the lifestyle of corruption, gangsterism, things that we know that destroy families. And not only destroy families, it destroys our children, because it takes them away from a pure education, and it leads them straight to two places. These streets lead them to jail, or it leads them to a gravesite. So what we need to do is pure, honest people to get our babies back on track, and we're dealing with our young people, because we understand that when you can control and corrupt a young mind, you will hold that generation for the next 20 or 30 years. So therefore, we must break the cycle of what's coming at our children, coming at our families, get our babies back excited about the church life, the spiritual lifestyle, the family lifestyle. And we must now understand that if we don't have the time and you say you're too busy, we understand that we have people and programs out there in place that will help you work with your young people to get them through a new culture. Because a lot of times, our children, only thing they want attention. They want somebody to show them that they have power, that they have leadership, and somebody to recognize their talent. So this is what this thing will do. This project will open up and let everybody see their talents. Get them to understand their creativity about who they are, where they need to go, and what kind of productive people we need in our family, in our community. So therefore, this is a project to where we can kind of fight against the madness that's going to our children's mind, because we understand that an idle mind, what you know, is a devil's workshop. So therefore, if you don't want your kid caught up in this devil's workshop, we need to get him on a different plantation, dealing with different information to get his mind focused on what it's going to take for him to get to his talent, his creativity. And not only that, once he gets to his talents and creativity, he can be the entrepreneur that he want to be, the community want to see, and that families want to look at and be proud of today.
There it is. So, what's the solution? What we've done is we just taken everything Reggie's doing. He's doing this, and we're taking him global. He got a good message. He needs to be seen, and this is a way to corral our youth in a way that they understand. And I'm going to let Reggie touch on this for a second, but showing them that clean fun is okay. It's educational. They got to serve. They got to give back. It's inspirational. Telling success stories, and again, business integrity. Bringing back business integrity. There's no hard work. You got to work hard. There's no free lunches in life. You have to work hard. So, Reg, go ahead and tell them a little bit of kind of what you do on a day-to-day basis throughout this.
Operation Outreach. I run a program here in the city of Houston where it's statewide, and I'm trying to take this thing nationwide. Operation Outreach is a prevention before detention, working with our young people before they get caught up in the madness of this drop out of school attitude, for this gang lifestyle attitude, before they get themselves caught up in a trap to where it's much harder to get out of jail than it is to go to jail. So my job is to try to educate our children and keep them on the right track so they don't end up in these institutions that's stealing millions and millions of dollars out of poor people's hands, because we can't afford, when our babies are locked up, to send them money. We can't afford to let them make them $5 a minute telephone calls from jail. So what we got to do is, what I do is that prevention before detention. Educate our children before they get caught up in the traps. I feel like if you know better, you'll do better. So therefore, as many as I can get trained, focused to teach our children to know better so they can do better, we can keep them out of the criminal justice system. So therefore, I always understand when I'm dealing with a young man that needs some help from grown folks. Grown folks' job is to teach young people how to maneuver in this world, how to get up the ladder, how to go up the elevator and push the elevator so the elevator can come down. That's how you produce strong men from our young boys. So if the boys have never been identified what a man look like, a boy never know what a man is. So here we are trying to teach boys what a man look like, and we're going to show them through good examples, through good training, and we're going to show on an everyday lifestyle what we look for them to become. But we got to live the life instead of talking about the life, and do the life. So therefore, this is some of the work that I do in the community. Because if the young men see me coming out of the condition that I was in, they have no excuse in what they're going through. Because I tell a lot of young people nowadays, you could never walk in my footsteps and come out of the condition that I was in solitary life, supposed to be in prison the rest of my life. But here I am staying, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm constantly, consistently, daily in the lives of our children, so they can see that you can go through something, but you can able to come yourself up out of without drugs, without alcohol. You know what I'm saying? But if you get yourself spiritually ground rooted and believe in yourself, you can overcome a lot of the conditions. A lot of times people say you can't do it. But if you go to get involved in the video world, you get involved with the rap world, you get involved with these people that's going to use you as a tool to make money for them, they will have you living a life of cartoonists, illusions, and you're going to be reaching for something that ain't going to never be there. And when you open your eyes up for reality, you're going to wake up somewhere that you don't want to be. You're going to wake up a dropout in school. You're going to wake up either on the course to jail. You're going to drop out with no family. You're going to be dropping out where you done always burnt all your bridges where nobody want to deal with you, and you be left in this world alone. So we must stop that, what's going on today.
Basically getting our kids reconnected.
Reconnected to who they are and what they want in this whole world.
So let me show you just a little bit more about what we're doing here. So now we're going to look for the next grade story. Again, Reggie, student journalist teams, traveling around looking for the next grade story and inspiring everybody. This is all good business. Flavio's an educational. John Lucas, what a story he has. And of course, George from The Right Step. So these are all great business guys, people. And again, one of the things Reggie's doing with this, you've got to be innovative in a down market in entrepreneurialism. So what we're trying to do is take what everything's worked, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, with a purpose, all right, and put it on a site that they can get engage the kids and the families. So this is what Reggie came up with to add to his program. Let him explain that a little bit.
This is a new, we understand that our children are caught up even at a young age. We wanted to also re-educate our mind about babies, which is from ages range from kindergarten all the way up to middle school. We understand that they get caught up in the certain cartoons that we know that if you don't watch your children on dealing with certain cartoons can condition your children's mind to a way that you don't approve of as a good Christian family, as a good religious family. So cartoons portray violence. Cartoons get our kids into dealing with abusive behavior of women. So we don't want our children to get caught up in what we say as family members, abusive children. So we want to come up with a new group of cartoon characters that teaches our children the respect of family, respect of education, to have good, clean fun, even when you like good cartoon characters as your heroes. So we got good cartoon characters. Disco Joe, I play the role Disco Joe. Disco Joe teaches children the respect of music. Music is a vibration, a good vibration to the ears. And if you can understand, every good cultural people have a good sense of music that they listen to. But if we know this day and time, we have culture of music called gangster rap. I don't have nothing against gangster rap other than it degrades the people. It degrades the women. And it teaches our children that it's not all right to respect the family. We must teach our children from a good, clean sense of music, good, clean of cartoon characters, good, clean of heroes, that we can come up with new ways, new methods to get our kids back engaged in what we consider a good, clean, integrity lifestyle that families, mothers, and fathers can enjoy in allowing their kids to get involved with. So we have a good, clean, it's called Baby Isaac and Crew. You know what I'm saying? Baby Isaac is a good spiritual name. If you look up the name Isaac in the Bible, it have a good purpose behind the name. So we getting our kids involved in things that's got purpose behind it instead of emptiness behind it. So that's the key there.
That's awesome. So that's it. This is the 50-50 Club. And this is what it's all about right here.
Young people. Young people. This is what it's about. Young people. You know what I'm saying? If we can't save our young, what's the purpose of living?
50-50.
50-50.
Club.